Hey everyone, so welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Tuesday night and I figure I better do a update video before I go into surgery. So just to show you, Gypsy's right there. But this is what happened. I broke my arm on Sunday. And this is actually not a plaster cast. This is, I guess, what they call a soft cast. And it's a temporary cast until I have the surgery. So today's Tuesday. This happened on Sunday. You saw the video where I was cutting grass, having a beautiful day. It was beautiful weather, beautiful skies. And I was happy I got the grass cut. And I was actually starting to work on the bird feeding station. And then I was clumsy and I was taking steps backward because I was coiling something up, and I don't know if I tripped over something or my ankle bent. I don't think my ankle bent though, because it doesn't hurt or anything. So I must have it just happened so fast. So I must have just tripped over something and I put my arm out to break my fall. And after I fell and I brought my arm up, it was a little deformed. So I knew right away it was a break. And so I came in the house, closed up the garage, put everything away, came in the house, and I needed to get to the emergency room. So I came in and make sure. I didn't know how long I was going to be in the emergency room. Sometimes those can be 5-6 hour visits. So I made sure the fur babies had enough food and water. I took Gypsy out, made sure Glenn's taken care of. And then I drove myself to the ER, to the hospital, which it is not very far. It's just down the road. And so I drove myself to the ER, and I actually, babe, do you remember how long I was in the ER?
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was only like hour and a half to 2 hours, huh?
Something like that.
Yeah, so at the most, I think I only spent 2 hours in the ER. And I don't know if that's because they changed how the ER is. They reconstructed the whole ER, so when I checked in, as they were taking my information and, everything, I was feeling a little sick because it was very painful. So I don't know if it was the amount of pain that was causing my stomach to be upset, but I started getting like real shaky and just like hunched over, like I was, almost passing out. I felt like I was going to pass out. So they came in and put me in a wheelchair right away. And I didn't have to wait in the waiting room. I don't long at all. I don't think like a minute at the most. Then they took me back. And usually they put you in a bed and leave you there for hours before anybody comes to see you. But I ended up going to a little area. It's almost like a doctor's office area. And they actually did everything in that little room. They brought the x-ray machine to the room. They did all the vitals and everything. And so the doctor came and he started pushing on my arm, and he pushed in a section right here, and I could literally feel it and hear it, that's where it was broken. And yes, that definitely is where it's broken. So what he wanted to do, or what he did, is before I got in a cast, he took my fingers, wrapped it in gauze, and hung it. So my arm was hanging like this. He needed to stretch my arm, and then he was going to come back. He came back and shot me with something in my arm, and I could literally feel everything going through my arm inside. So he actually needed to stretch the arm to pop the bone in a place where it was better than it was. So once they got it there, I mean, it was painful. I didn't even get a pain pill until he started maneuvering my arm, which I was like in so much pain. But they gave me like cortisone or something. It's like a Vicodin, and it killed the pain like right away. And the shot he gave me semi-numbed the arm because I could still feel him stretching everything. And so he did that. Once he got that in place, and then him and the nurse put this cast on. And then, yeah, I was like feeling so sick. And I think it was just the pain and everything. I was just like really sick. I didn't throw up or anything, but I was feeling it. So once we calmed down and everything, he got the cast on. Then everybody left the room for a while. And meanwhile, my fingers were turning black and blue. And finally they came back, and there was no buzzer to call anybody to let them know that it was too tight. So yeah, my fingers were like so purple. So luckily somebody came in. I could have gotten up and just yelled at somebody, but they came in, and I told them, you know, my fingers were turning black and blue, and they're a little puffed up right now compared to these. And so they loosened it up, and it was better. So once that was all set, he said I need to see the orthopedic surgeon. So at that point my jaw dropped. Like, I didn't want to have surgery. Surgery just scares the living daylights out of me. So, but he said this isn't the kind of break that's going to heal in a cast. So there's pretty much, if I wanted to heal correctly, I needed surgery. So after they were done with all this, they sent me home. So it was only like 2 hours in the ER. They did what they needed to do, and that was that, and I was glad for that. I'm going to turn the fan on right now. It's a little warm. Hopefully you can hear me through the fan. It's just a little warm in here, but yeah, I have my hat on because I'm a mess. I am a hot mess. So, so he said I was going to need to call the orthopedic surgeon the next day. He gave me all the paperwork and everything, the number and everything. So I called the next morning, which was yesterday morning, Monday morning. And they had to get back to me because they never sent my paperwork over, or didn't, you know, send the referral over or something. But they called me back, and they were able to get me in that morning. So I went there, and I met with the orthopedic surgeon, and he said, yep, you did a bang up job breaking your arm. So apparently it was a good break. If you're gonna do it, go big. So there's 2 breaks in the arm. One is that little bone that sticks up on your wrist. He said there's a crack in that bone, but it'll heal by itself. But the other break, which is over here, is much more serious, and that will not heal in a regular cast. So I am going to have rods put in my arm, screws and rods, whatever they do, to set the arm back in place and help it heal. So, so I talked to the orthopedic surgeon. He gave me all that information, and then because they were setting up the surgery for Wednesday, which was tomorrow, so I think I'm going to upload this video tonight. I think I will. So I don't know if I'm going to have a video on Wednesday at all. I'm going to say I'm not going to have a video on Wednesday because I will be in surgery. And so since my surgery was coming up so fast that I had to go see another doctor in the next town over to have a pre-op exam. So after I met with the orthopedic surgeon, I came back home, spent like an hour at home, made some tuna for Glenn, so he could have a quick lunch. I didn't want to eat until all my appointments were done because I didn't really have a whole lot of time because my next appointment was coming up, and so that I had to go see a doctor, and he did the pre-op exam. We did all blood work. Oh. Sorry, I had to turn off the radio. He did all the blood work, so I had a bunch of blood work done, urinalysis, EKG. You know, they fill your throat, your heart, hear your breathing. And so a couple of things came up when he was listening to my heart. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but back in 1985, when after high school, I was joining the military, and when I went in for my final physical exam, they heard a heart murmur in me, so I was not able to go to boot camp right away. I had to wait almost a year to go to boot camp, and then, but then between then and now, anytime I had an exam, nobody ever heard the heart murmur, so I figured it was gone. Well, when he was listening to my heart, he heard the heart murmur again. And so he just had to call the orthopedic surgeon and discuss it with him to make sure they're feeling okay about the surgery with the heart murmur. And the surgeon said, because it's not like a bad heart murmur, but the surgeon said it's only a little incision on my arm, so we should be okay. But if he would be more concerned if they were cutting open like my heart or my chest or my stomach or any vital areas. Not that there's no vital areas on my arm because you have arteries and stuff, but he said it's okay to go ahead with it. So we found the heart murmur, and then also found that I'm type 2 diabetic, so I have doctor's appointments next week. So I have to go back to that doctor, and he wants to start treatment for the diabetes, and so I will have to go see him. And then I got a call this morning. Well, my EKG came back good. Back in 2014 or 16, I had surgery. I had my gallbladder removed, so I had surgery. And the EKG I took this time, he said, looked the same as that time. So they were not concerned about the heart murmur at that point. Where was I going with this? So I finished the appointment with that doctor, and so I have to follow up with him on Monday, I believe, to go over the diabetes treatment. And so they called after I was done there. I came home, and that office called this morning with my blood work and said I have low potassium. So the doctor sent over a prescription to our pharmacy down the street for low potassium, which I picked up earlier. And just if anybody's wondering, I have state insurance because I'm Glenn's caregiver. I do have state health insurance. I have Badger Care Plus, I think it is. So I picked up the prescription for the low potassium, and my copay was $1. So I got that, and what else? Yeah, so yesterday I was out at appointments, had a couple appointments, went to the pharmacy, and then today I didn't have no appointments, but I had to go pick up the prescription, and yeah, it's been exhausting. It's been exhausting. So let's talk about the arm itself, the use, and the limitations. I feel a little bit of pain sometimes when I'm doing stuff. I'm not like fully doing stuff obviously with this arm because I can't hold anything. My fingers are free a little bit. The surgeon did break open the cast a little bit on this side and freed up my fingers a little bit, which allows me to grip things just a tad bit better, but really not that great. So it's been a challenge to do my normal chores, like cooking and washing dishes, and so I'm trying not to dirty too many dishes, and yeah, it's been putting on my clothes has been a challenge. My shirt's not too much. Glenn had to help me with my bra yesterday, and I was able to get it on by myself today though. And so Glenn has been helping me with like opening stuff, like when I made the tuna. He had to open the can because I couldn't do it. I can't even turn the can opener. I can't grip anything hardly. So I've been still, for the most part, still doing all the things I was doing before, but just doing it very slowly. I'm taking 2 or 3 times as long to do it now. And yeah, there's some frustration there because I can't just jump in and do it, and with the arm limitation or the hand limitation. And so yeah, I'm getting through it. It's kind of weird. It's an arm injury. It's an arm break, so you wouldn't think it wouldn't affect like the rest of your body. But I feel like when I start to do stuff, and then after a little while, it's like I just feel exhausted, and my arm starts to bother me a little bit. I do have a sling, and I keep it in a sling when I'm not doing something. When I go to bed, I keep it in the sling so I don't, like if sometimes you dream or something and you just like twitch your arm or something. So I just keep it in a sling while I'm sleeping. And when I'm just feeling tired of carrying this arm in the cast, I put it in a sling. So I do take naps. I took a nap today for a couple hours after I made that carne asada. I didn't take pictures of the tacos or anything. I just ate, and I was already just getting tired, and my arm was starting to bother me, and so I made that. And then Glenn was sleeping at the time, but when he woke up, he ate. And then once I got his lunch, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down, and I ended up just laying down and taking a nap for a couple hours. But I do know, like, if you listen to your body will tell you, okay, it's time to just go sit down or lay down or something, and that's what I do. But it's been a struggle getting stuff done like I used to, and it's going to take some time because even after the surgery, I'm not going to just be able to jump in. After the surgery, I'm getting a splint, so I don't think I'm going to actually have a plaster cast. I'm going to have a splint. But it doesn't mean I can just jump in and do the things I was doing at a normal pace. It's just going to take some time to heal. And I do have a follow-up appointment with the surgeon next Wednesday. So as of right now, I have 2 appointments next week. And so yeah. The other thing was when the hospital called me and told me everything, when to be there, because my surgery's at 1:30 tomorrow, Wednesday, but I have to be there an hour earlier, so 12:30. And she wanted to know who was bringing me, who was picking me up, because they would not allow me to go home. I could not call an Uber or a taxi or anything like that. They wanted somebody that they knew that were going to get me home and get me there. And so my neighbor is going to take me there, and when I'm ready to come home, he said, just call me and I'll come and get you. Sorry, I had my arm on the table and shaking it. But so my neighbor is going to take me and pick me up, so that is taken care of, and I appreciate that. What else? That's pretty much it. I'm fearful of the surgery just because I'm going under, and my life is in their hands, and So I think everybody has that same feeling. I just don't want to be sick when I come out. Like when I had my gallbladder surgery, you know, I think it's the anesthesia that makes you sick. Well, it does me at least, and I just don't want to come home and just feel like I'm going to vomit and things like that. So what I'm going to do tomorrow before I go is make a casserole for Glenn. That way he has a meal to eat during the day, and then it's already cooked for when I come home. We don't want to go buy anything out like fast food or anything. We don't want that. And depending on how I'm feeling, I don't know what I'm going to eat. If I'm feeling sick and really food is not sounding good, maybe I'll just, I don't know, maybe we have some chicken noodle soup. We have plenty of that, so maybe the broth or something. I don't really care for the noodles, but I should have got some Sprite though. I like to drink Sprite when my stomach is nauseous like that. I probably should have picked some Sprite up. But so yeah, that's pretty much it. And I don't know how long it's going to take to heal and get my hand and arm back to 100%. But I guess we just take it one day at a time. That's all we can do, is just like everything else in life, take it one day at a time and hope for the best, pray for the best. And I'm just going to go with it. So I don't know if there was anything else. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. I appreciate all the prayers. If you can say a prayer for me and for Glenn and our fur babies. I'll be gone for about 6 or 7 hours tomorrow. And we got Glenn set up with, like I said, I'll make the casserole. We've got some drinks for him. We've got a actual cooler that we got a huge ice pack for. We're going to leave it there in his room. So he has a drink, a couple of drinks in there, and we just got him some snacks. And so he'll be okay. And I'll just make sure the fur babies are taken care of before I leave. And we'll be okay. So, is that it, babe? Yeah. Yeah, I don't... Well, Patches and Blackie are wondering why I'm not picking them up, because every time I go outside and come back in, they meet me at the door and they want me to pick them up. And I can't pick them up right now. And poor things, just, they're looking at me like, hey, Mom, what's going on? So yeah, yeah, Gypsy knows something's different. She's acting a little funny. The first night, Sunday night, I think it was Sunday night, didn't I say she was just my shadow? She was just all by my side. Yeah, she's actually has been my shadow since Sunday when I came home with a broken arm. She's just been on top of me and following me everywhere and just by my side. Even right now, she's just laying right here by my side. So, but she's got a different demeanor. Sorry for the lighting. I don't know, it's flickering or something. But she's got a little different demeanor to her right now. And I think she knows something's going on. But she's a good girl, huh, baby? You're a good girl. Oh, you just want to be rubbed. She's lifting her leg so I can rub her leg and her chest. So, all right. So I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. Stupid accident. I was actually in the middle of setting up the bird feeding station in the middle of the yard. Because we were getting some 70-degree days coming up, and I figured me and Gypsy would go outside in the mornings again, and I wanted a bird feeding station closer so we can see the birds, more birds. And I was in the middle of setting that up, and I stopped to coil something up. I don't know if it was the extension cord or whatever, and that's when it happened. So yeah, I got as far as putting the bottom part of the bird feeder pole in the ground, and there it sits in the ground, and I haven't been out. I don't think Glenn's going to let me outside to play anymore. So, yeah. So that's about it, guys. I'll be in surgery tomorrow. So say a prayer for all of us. And, yeah, Glenn will have our neighbor's number, and I'll give our neighbor Glenn's number. So, and while I was at my appointments on Monday, Glenn was able to go pee on his own, and it wasn't perfect, but it, you know, he was able to do most of it. So that. What's that? Oh yeah, it's a handheld urinal. It's a piss can. I mean, it's one you order. We ordered it off Amazon, and yeah, it's. So he figured out that part. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but for the most part, it worked for him. And when I help him right now with my cast on, I have the little fingers to grab onto and position everything right. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's getting better. So I just want to be on the road to recovery and get this arm at 100% so I can go back to doing things at 100% and not have it be a hindrance for me. So, but that's what happened. And I don't know if you heard Glenn. He says maybe you can listen to your husband once, because every time I walk out the door, he always says, "Be careful," and I say I will, and he says, "But listen to me, be careful." So yeah, all right. I think that's it now. Oh, what I wanted to do, like, as soon as I realized it was my right hand, because I am right-handed, and it makes everything harder now. As far as like me writing in the journal, so what I did, I thought of something to do for that, and I've already started that, because I don't want to miss my journal entries, because this is a vital part of that now that we're in a struggle, but we'll be okay. But what I did was I went on the website Canva, and I typed in fall stationery. So a background comes up with an area to type in, and I just typed in my my entry for Sunday when I broke my arm to tell what happened, and I did like in a 4x6 page. So I didn't do one yesterday because I was just exhausted. I'm feeling exhausted and my arm starts to bother me. So I didn't do one last night, but I want to do one tonight. And so as soon as I fill up 2 4x6 pages, I'm going to print them out on sticker paper and then stick them in the journal. Stick them on the page on the journal. And that way I don't miss a journal entry. I'm also putting in there, you know, the regular stuff, the date, day, time, the temperature outside, what we ate that day, and things I was all writing. So yeah, I'm doing that. I didn't want to miss the journal entries, and I can't wait to get back to. I never got back to organizing all my crafting stuff, so I want to get back to that. And yesterday, I think it was, I was just like sitting here, just you know, slumped, and and I thought, just get up and do something. You know, I can't go on like this forever. So I just got up and started doing stuff, putting stuff away, my crafting stuff. Then I went in the kitchen, I washed a couple of dishes, and then I was just like that. I was done. I was exhausted already. So, but at least I did a little bit, and if I do a little bit every day, it'll get better and better. So the bright side to this, there's always a positive side to something, and I'm not making light of every situation, don't get me wrong, but our situation, my situation with the broken arm, the positive side to this was or is that it's not a broken leg where I would have more trouble getting around to helping Glenn, helping Gypsy and the kitties, and I would be hobbling around. I possibly, if it was a leg, I probably couldn't get to Glenn in time when he had to pee. I'd struggle getting Gypsy outside and everything. So when something happens, try to find the positive side to it. It could have been a leg and it wasn't, and I thank God for that. So if it's being the arm, I'll deal with it, and we'll just take it one day at a time and take it as it comes. So, and that's that. So say a prayer for us. I know everything will be okay. I leave it in God's hands. We're going to be okay, and it's just going to take a little bit more time. All right? Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video and all my other videos. I appreciate all of you and the support you give my channel. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.